Bonjour tout le monde, welcome to Paris, welcome to Weekday Wanderings. My name is Jackie. As you can see, we're not outside anywhere, we're not wandering around Paris as we normally would be on a Friday. So unfortunately today I'm at home, I'm confining. One of my children has COVID. So she's all good, no problem whatsoever, but because she's COVID positive, obviously, we can't go out anywhere. So hello to people who have just arrived, nice to see you. So as you can see, we're not out and about in the streets of Paris at the moment. We're at home at my house and we're at my kitchen table. We are doing crepes, so you can hear a little Juliette in the background there, who's my little assistant for today. So we are doing a crepe. I got a little bit of inspiration. Hi there, Judy. Nice to see you. So of course, Tuesday was La Chandeleur, which is a French. Well, it's not just French. In English, it's called Candlemas, and it's the day that we celebrate by making crepe. Hello Jenny Campbell, nice to see you, thank you for joining us. Okay, so Sally Davies posted a video the other day on a chef who was making crepe, especially for La Chandeleur, and everyone likes to celebrate. It's any good reason to have crepe. We didn't manage to that particular day, but I thought, wow, we might as well do it. Susan McGregor, hello, how's it going? So because we're stuck at home and because of this inspiration from Sally, I thought I might do a video at home of us making crepe. Okay, just for something a little bit different, otherwise we wouldn't be doing a video at all today. So anyway, now it's really important to realize that everybody does their crepes their own way. And mine's going to be very different from the video that Sally posted the other day. So hello Kim, bonjour from Brisbane, and hi there. And Sally says I did a crepe workshop on Wednesday too. Oh cool. I used to run crepe making workshops when I was in New Zealand, and I used to run a crepe stand at the International, the Festival of Cultures in the city that I used to live in. So I'm very out of practice though, because I don't eat crepe anymore, so we don't eat them as much as we used to. But I will show you how we would normally eat them. So the recipe that I use, I've made it up beforehand. I was going to do it for you, but I thought that would be too complicated, so I thought I'd just make it up. It needs to stand anyway for a couple of hours beforehand, so I made this up. Now this recipe, it's actually the recipe that my mother used when I was a little girl in New Zealand. So it's basically flour, eggs and milk, a pinch of salt, and then there's a special ingredient. Now when I was in New Zealand I used to add golden syrup as my special ingredient, so it was just like a tablespoon of golden syrup. Bonjour Glenda May, nice to see you, thank you for joining us from Noosa. But of course now we're in France, we're a little bit more sophisticated, so I add a tablespoon of something like Cointreau or some other alcohol. My husband, he has a different recipe he uses where he uses beer instead, and it's really nice. It has this beautiful rich flavour to it, which I really enjoy, but that's his recipe. So if my one is just my standard one that my mother gave me, so maybe my mum might be joining us soon, so that might be exciting for her. Okay, so what we're using, we're not using a pan that you know, where you flip it, and of course for La Chandeleur you're supposed to be flipping your crepe, but just for practicality, and also this is my preferred way of doing it here, we use this thing here. Judy says Cointreau sounds better than golden syrup. Yes, absolutely, it totally is. And of course it's not really alcoholic, because by the time you cook it, it's you know, the alcohol's evaporated, unless of course you're doing a crepe Suzette where you add it all, you know, and that's quite delicious in itself. But yeah, so Glenda May says beer and crepe. Yeah, believe me, it's awesome. Like I said, my husband does it with beer usually, and it's delicious. It's really nice. Yeah, so we're not using the pan, so we can't do the hold the coin thing, flip the pancake, or the cake, should I say, and give us prosperity for a year, which I kind of need, but we're not going to do that. So what we do is a variation of what's called a bilic, and this is the Breton traditional way of cooking crepe, and of course crepe originated in Bretagne, so this is a more traditional way. But this is a modern turn on it, and this is a tefal instrument here. Now we've had one of these for many years, and it's really awesome, and it's actually called a pâté crêpe. And what you have is you have these two plaques, so they're interchangeable. So there's this one here. So if you're doing savoury crepe, which are totally different to what we're doing today, you can cook all your other ingredients on here and then add them to your crepe if you'd like. Alternatively, we do this. So this is the other plaque you can put on, and what it allows you to do is to make individual little mini crepe. And the idea is you stick it in the middle of the table, and everyone goes around the outside and they make their own little mini crepe, which is really good, because the downside of making crepe for a large audience is that it takes a really long time to make one crepe, and then that person has to eat their crepe, and then you make another one, and then that person has to wait, you know, and so on. So it's a lot more convivial to use a pâté crepe, because they're smaller obviously, but everyone gets to have their crepe at the same time. Okay, so we're not going to do a pâté crepe, mini crepe today. I'm going to just do a standard big crepe. So yeah, this is, like I said, a variation of what they call the bilic. Okay, so when you go to France and you go to a crepe stand, they have a large round drum shaped object. It's my daughter saying hi. And of course this is just a modern take on it, and you can get those little mini bilic if you like. So I'm going to turn the heat on, and I'm going to show you this thing here. So this little wooden instrument which they use to spread the crepe with, the batter or the pâte, is called a roselle. Okay, so it's a roselle, and while I'm waiting for this to heat up, I'll show you what else we have. So we have our pâte à crêpe all ready to go with a louche or the spoon, the ladle. I've got some butter just to make sure it doesn't stick, although tefal's usually pretty good. Ingredients, right? So I've showed you the Cointreau, which I'll put over there. This is, you can guess what we're having on top of our cake today. So my daughters are Nutella crazy, so we'll be having the standard Nutella, but of course there's all sorts of types of pâte à tartiner noisette which you can get, and they also like to have noix de coco, coconut on top. So we have Nutella, noix de coco. There's also jam, of course. Bonne Maman is one of the most famous brands in France, and this is in a Bonne Maman jar, but actually it's homemade. So my husband is a wonderful jam maker, and this particular jam was it's gelée de mûre en fait. So blackberry jelly. So the girls collected the blackberries at their grandmother's house, and they made the jam there themselves, so that's very special. And of course there's sugar and lemon for those who like that. And I've also got some chantilly on the side, but I don't know if anyone here is going to have chantilly today. So anyway, like I said, I don't really eat crepe anymore, so I'm not really having these, but the girls will definitely have them, and they're very excited about that. So let's see, this should be nice and hot, and let's see if it's sizzling enough. Okay, so like I said, I'm a bit out of practice with making a crepe, but wish me well. I hope it goes well. Okay, so this part, I should be standing for this, but I'm not going to be. So hopefully I've got the right amount of pâte à crêpe here. So I'm going to put this on. I think I'm not hot enough, so this one might be raté. Okay, so when you go to a stand in Paris and you see them do it, they are so good at it. Because if you're sitting there doing it every day, then you get really, really good with your technique. My technique is absolutely terrible, and I don't think the pan was hot enough, so I think that might be rate. But they often say that the first one's always rate or ruined, if you like. So we'll see how this one turns out. Okay. So hope everybody's well where you are. Hope there's no COVID happening, and if there is, I hope whoever has the COVID is doing well with it, because it's obviously different for for various people. For example, my Sophie here, who has COVID, she just felt unwell for one day at school, and that's why we went and got her retested, but she'd already been tested 3 times that week, and then found out that she had COVID, but other than that she was fine. Okay, so this one is very much rate, but we will finish cooking it anyway. Okay. I will find a plate here, and that one can be cast aside perhaps. Okay, so this is a rate crepe, and my husband told me that this is the one that you give to the dog, but we don't have a dog. I'm not suggesting that my daughter is a dog, but I think she's about to eat it, so it wasn't meant for you, Juliet. It's very hot, so be careful. Okay, might have to wait a bit more for the pan to be hot. Okay, so like I said, you need to have 2 pans to do this. You need to have the roselle ready when you put the pat on. Oh, that's a better sound. Okay, you hear the sizzling sound? I'm not sure if you can see it. If you can't see it, it's probably a good thing, because I didn't do a very good job of it. So I'm cheeking here. I'm just filling in the holes that I've just made. Voila. Okay. And got a nice flat spatula. Judy says, my 6-year-old in UK is fine and bouncing off the walls, happy, but now her mother, my daughter, has COVID and says she's feeling crap. It's like a bad flu. Yeah, no COVID in our house, fingers crossed yet. I'm thinking of you, Judy, thinking of your family. I had COVID in October 2020, and I was really sick. I didn't go to hospital, but I was so sick. I've never been that sick in my life, and it was really difficult to, I mean, the recovery was just as bad as, well, in many ways it was just as bad as the sickness itself. So yeah, so my thoughts go out to your daughter Judy, really do. Okay, so when you've cooked one side, you can start putting your toppings on. Now, I didn't do this one very well at all. I knew this wouldn't go well, Judy. I knew when I was put on the spot it wouldn't turn out as well as I'd hoped. Now, if my husband were here, he would say, that's not enough Nutella, wouldn't he? Mm. Yeah, but I think Nutella's terrible stuff. It's so messy. And I'm going to cheat. I'm going to put it on a 1/4. I think Sophie's not very happy. She's looking at me like, you're ripping me off, Mum. Where's the rest of my Nutella? Okay, so we're putting a little bit of coconut on there. Okay. Now what's really fun is making savoury crepe, which are very interesting, because then you can add all sorts of wonderful ingredients like, you know, cheese and egg and ham and stuff like that. So, and and voila. We get some plate. So it's not a pretty one. Like I said, I'm out of practice, but there you go. I have a girl who's actually trying to grab her crepe off me. So there you go, Sophie, that's for you. Qu'est-ce qu'on dit? Okay, and we have Juliet, who's very disappointed because she's waiting for her crepe now. So we have some more people online, I believe. So bonjour, welcome to those who are here. We're just making crepe at the moment. Crepes Maison. So I'll just do one more and then I will sign off. Hopefully the second one will be a little bit more successful. On verra. We will see. Okay. So I'm using the roselle to spread the pâte. Okay, this one's going to be a little bit more thick. Oops, and I've just put a hole in it. So excuse my terrible technique. Not a very good representation of how a crepe should be made, I'm afraid. Sorry. Okay. You love that appliance, Jenny. Well, the first one, or just that Judy said something about strawberries. Sorry, I've lost it. Strawberries are perfect with strawberries marinated in cointreau. Brilliant idea. And yeah, so Jenny Campbell said you love this appliance. So the very first time I bought one of these, well, the first time I used one was 12, 13 years ago when I met my in-laws, my future in-laws. Oh, look. Bonjour, Margaret Redrum. Nice to see you. I'm making a very special recipe of crepe here. So, I first used a party crepe 12 years ago, and I thought that's great. And then I came back here on a holiday, and my husband and I went, oh, we have to buy one of those and take it back to New Zealand with us, which we did. And we loved it. And then we thought, we don't need to take it with us when we go back to France. So I left it behind, and now my mother has it. So she could be making party crepe if she wanted to. Okay. They do it so much better at the stands in Paris. They're a lot better at it. Okay, so Juliette, qu'est-ce que tu veux?
Framboise.
Framboise. Mais j'ai déjà fait de Nutella. Mais ça va? Ça va comme ça? Would you like noix de coco as well? C'est pas grave. C'est pas grave. Noix de coco? Oui?
Yes.
Okay, voila. And we'll just finish this one off. Margaret says, no, your brother has it. Okay, so that would be my brother. Oops, and this one's really overcooked. So I think the temperature of the pan was a little bit too much. Okay. Up. It's more puffy now. It's not really like a crepe anymore, is it? Okay. So I'm going to turn the heat off and going to serve this up for a little girl. Would you like to come over here, Juliette, and show everybody your delicious crepe? Oh no, she wants to come over here. Okay, so there's Juliette's crepe. That's okay.
I want to put something on it.
Oui, je peux. Okay, so let's have a look. Susan says, I make caramel with butter and brown sugar, toss some sliced banana through and warm it, add a slurp of brandy. Susan, I think that's probably amazing. I think, wow. If I had banana, I could possibly try that, but I don't. So, but wow, that's amazing. So maybe when I post some photos and stuff for this video, that we could discuss like what's the best toppings for a crepe, because yeah, that sounds pretty amazing, and I've never heard of that before, but I think that would work really well. Okay, I'm going to flip my camera around just to show you a couple of happy crepe eaters. There we go. Sophie, c'est bien? Juliette, est-ce que c'est bien?
Mais c'est juste trop chaud.
Okay, it's too hot. Okay. Yes, how say others post their favourites. Perfect, and merci. Yes, indeed. Okay, so I think I might leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me for my not walk. Hopefully we will be back with you next week with an actual walk around Paris. It was raining today, so it's probably good that we didn't have a walk. But thank you again, and enjoy, and these people will be enjoying their crepe, and I might have one myself, and by all means have some crepe yourself. So ciao, merci, thank you so much Trudy, thank you everybody who's joined in, and to anyone who's watching after the fact. Okay, well take care, see you later, bye.